Intersectionality. What does it mean, and how does it relate to corporate celebrations around Black History Month? Let's come to terms with it. Hi, I'm Joy with Unexpected Virtual Tours and Training. Welcome back to Coming to Terms, where we trace the roots of the words and ideas that make up our world. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest best practices in DEI training and virtual team building. Many companies make it a priority to celebrate Black History Month with their teams. While celebrating Black culture, heritage, and history, it's essential to remember that employees come to the workplace with multiple identities. So understanding a concept like intersectionality and how it can impact the workplace and team culture is key. So first, let's understand the term intersectionality. It was first introduced in 1989 by Kimberly Crenshaw as a way to explain that individuals can experience multiple forms of oppression simultaneously. So a Black woman may encounter issues because she is Black or because she is a woman, but will also have unique experiences because she is a Black woman. It's about how identities interact with each other, not just how they add up. So to help illustrate this concept, let me share a couple of examples of how intersectional issues can inhibit diversity in the workplace. Ludmila Prasova described for the Harvard Business Review how lack of understanding about intersectionality can lead to two kinds of barriers: access barriers and success barriers. Access barriers limit the kinds of people who enter an organization. For example, when interviewing job candidates, many hiring managers look for people who are personable and enthusiastic, and they look for candidates to demonstrate these qualities through things like body language and eye contact. Black men often have to work harder to be perceived as likable because of racist stereotypes, even unconscious ones, that Black men are aggressive. However, autistic job candidates may not demonstrate enthusiasm through eye contact or body language in the same way that a non-autistic candidate may not. So, a Black autistic job candidate would face extra challenges in coming across as likable. Even though he may be highly qualified and capable, ignorance about intersectionality may lead to missing out on hiring a great candidate. For those already hired, success barriers, Persova describes, perpetuate inequality within the workplace by limiting access to professional development, leadership, and compensation opportunities. For example, the gender pay gap disproportionately affects women of color. White women are paid 79 cents on the dollar to white men, but Black women are paid 64 cents on the dollar to white men. People living intersectional realities, such as transgender women and immigrant women, also experience the compounding negative effects of multiple biases on their earnings. Being multiply marginalized can make employees feel as though they have to be on guard in their workplaces, or that they have to change themselves in order to achieve professional success. So it's crucial to understand how intersectional issues impact both how employees are able to show up as their full selves to work, as well as how they influence internal policies and practices. When considering how to account for intersectionality during Black History Month and throughout the year, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, be sure to reflect on your company structure and policies. Having diverse leadership that represents multiple identities and backgrounds can help all employees feel represented with the company. Evaluate your hiring and promotion practices to make sure that they don't reflect implicit biases about what counts as professional success. Second, make sure that your professional development initiatives and even workplace celebrations don't unintentionally isolate employees any further. When planning Black History Month events, remember that Black employees are complex people with layered identities. Be sure to consider employees who are, for example, also queer or disabled or both. In February and all year long, starting from a mindset that centers people from multiple marginalized identities can be a helpful approach. Remember, companies with a diverse workforce are stronger and more competitive because they bring together different perspectives, different ideas, and different approaches to problem solving. And understanding how intersectionality impacts your organization is a great step towards making sure that all employees feel safe, heard, and excited about their work. Well, folks, that's all the time for this episode of Coming to Terms, but let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. You will also find there the links to more resources in our video's description section. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're looking for unexpected ways to expand your company's ability to work together as a team, check out our website. We are your experts in radically creative diversity, equity, and inclusion training events for remote and hybrid teams, and we'd love to host your team's event. So until next time, stay informed, stay inspired, and stay in touch.